I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. She makes me feel alright. She makes my heart sing. And when I'm feeling blue, she comes as no surprise. Turns me on with her love. Takes me to paradise. You love me, Mary Jane. Do you? Do you think you love me, Mary Jane? Don't you play no games. How y'all doing this evening? This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. Here with episode 8 of African American Greed, Mary Jane Byarm. How are y'all doing? Please hit the like button as you come on in. Do you have make sure you have your favorite snack available, favorite drink? I got my margarita. Come on in the room. Please like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit the bell and please tap all notifications that every time you come on, every time I go live, you will be here. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Mello, the sensitive ass bot. How are you doing? Hey, Miss Furlow Speaks. Glad to see you. Yes, we are going to talk about Mary Jane Byarm. And you're probably saying, let me see a transcript. Who is this? Well, hey, Callie D, before I need to talk to her about you. I need to talk to y'all about her. Okay? Because remember, I'm glad you're Holly B, too, I'm glad you're making this a series. Holly B, this has been a series since last summer. You didn't see my other ones? Hey, Trista Chanel, thank you. And come on in the room. I've heard about her, seen some videos from people that she's getting. Oh, she got as many videos out there. I was going through, there's 29 in my playlist. And I still wasn't able to get through them all. I got to about maybe 20. Yeah. And remember, my other playlist I've given y'all before has been. Mitch, go check. All right, sorry, y'all. Hey. Doing pretty in pink today. Hey. Hi, this is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. Sorry, y'all. Just my clothes. Trying not to be so up like y'all tell me on here. How y'all doing? So remember, I wanted to make sure if you haven't, this tonight is episode 8. I got my drink. You know, in Texas, you can have to go drinks now. Okay, and I got my water. So, but hey HM, hey Holly B. Yeah, I had a really, and this is the thing. I found out about her like 2 months ago from a. Thank you, Holly B. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for being such good subscribers, followers, sharing my coming in, having a conversation, because I want this series. And everyone always asks me, some supporter there always comes in and says, well, why are you doing this here? What do you want us to do with this information? And I said, I want you to be able to live here and know to keep your money to yourself. Black pimp preachers are not the only ones trying to take your money. Okay? It's other people too. Okay? Matter of fact, let me show you something. something Moorish World TV. I need to check him out as well. He exposes those in the Black consciousness community. But he said something. I was listening to his a little bit this morning before I started doing my research on Mary Jane Byarm. Never get her name right. He said something very prolific, and I just wanted to share this with y'all. Where is it? Okay. Oh, before I go, make sure I put this. This is a disclaimer. Everything that I'm going to talk about tonight's show or you're going to hear is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Code, which allows fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay? All right. I have friends like Mad Church Disease, my friend Darren Moore. They expose people in the church world who are hurting the Black community. Well, we should know now in 2021, those are not the only people in our communities that are trying to pimp us. These Black, pro-Black consciousness people are too. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, she is a real. Oh my! When I was looking at her, I was like, "Oh my goodness!" She's only been doing this 5 years. She's been a YouTuber, I think, 5 years. And within the past year, they noticed, they're noticing the scam, and unlike some other, pro-Black conscious people's victims, these women are talking to each other. They're acting like Zaza Ali's victims. They're talking to each other, and they're going to the authorities, or they're going to the media. They want to get their money. Yes, love Taharka Bay. Oh, he had Sonetta on the other night. That's what I was listening to. Because he was trying to say, dude, how come all these suspect people keep coming from your channel? You're like a gatekeeper for these agents, I was like, So, all right. So let me share the screen. All right. Let me go a little bit.
Well, today, say hi to the bad guy. Because I'm going to make sure that those that's been victimized will have a voice.
Yes.
And you have victimized people.
You're talking about Sonetta.
Brother Biko is in jail right now. Name one person. Name one person.
I need to subscribe to him.
That has come forward and said, I got locked up. And Malik Zulu Shabazz, the attorney, represented me in court. Name one person.
This is someone else.
They keep going that he's an attorney.
Name
one person
TV.
who got locked up with the new Black Panther Party that Malik represented in court.
Come on in here.
Can you name one? Y'all can defend this stuff all you want. Just name one. Name one. Why didn't Grandmaster Jay call on Malik Zulu Shabazz to defend him in court?
This is Taharka Bay of Moorish World TV. He exposes pro-Black conscious people.
23 years.
The Black community, especially those that have been on Sonetta TV.
23 years. And you mean tell me that you are running around the nation screaming Black Power, but you can only practice law in maybe 2 places?
That's a good point.
Do that make sense to you? Do that make sense to you?
Maybe I went back too far.
That really makes sense to you? You have had family. Since 1998,
hey,
you have had
Esquire TV. Y'all need to check her out.
The ability to practice law in D.C. or Maryland. In D.C. or Maryland. Yet, You are going around the country. You are building,
yes, he is,
supposedly groups around the country, but you can't even defend them against oppression.
Who else goes around the country we know about?
And guess what? This is what I like right here. Sonny Boxing just said it. It's okay to question GS. Facts. People say, well, why are you doing this? Because it's time for accountability.
Yes.
It's time for accountability. It's time for accountability. That's what it's time for. It's time for accountability. That those that say they're fighting for our people, it's time for them to answer up and put your record on the table. The people that you got that want to rock with you, cool, but you won't misuse and abuse the people that's hopefully want to go into the next generation liberated. We ain't gonna let that happen. We ain't gonna let that happen. Because I'm not the only one with the voice.
Really? Speak your truth, Roxanne.
I'm not the only one with the voice. We building this around the country.
I don't have.
And we get looking for practical solutions. I mean, we're looking for practical economic and political solutions. See, the original Black Panther Party was a party which indicates political responses. You understand what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party.
Great. Also, subscribe to Speak the Truth with Roxanne and Darren
It espouses political responses.
Really great discussion on Roxanne's channel yesterday.
This is why when you look at, give me a second real quick. Let me see.
Let's look for the part where he said
Huey P. Newton.
Okay.
P. Newton.
I'm sorry, I was trying to go to the part where he said,
you should be coming at him, asking him, man, what you do?
About the black preachers and how the basically the Hoteppers.
Let's do a check and balance.
That the Hoteppers have adopted their.
Can you name one thing?
They have adopted their. But yeah, check him out. If I can find a clip, I'm a share with y'all later on. But it was a really great couple of sentences he said, basically saying that the black pimp preachers that we know about in our community, that these black conscious people have adopted their style and are using that to scam us too. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Because if you listen to someone like Umar Johnson or Boyce Watkins or even Tariq Nasheed, what are they saying to us in this very church-like, pastor-like demeanor? Okay? And then instead of saying, Malachi 3:10, when a man rob God, lest he rob me, they're just saying, oh, you don't want to support the black community. You don't want to help the institutions. Oh, you want to be ignorant to make us feel bad to give them our money. Preachers, pimp preachers, are pimping hope. Black conscious people pimping trauma. Okay, it's a difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with Mary Jane Byarm. Okay. So first we have to do about this, give you some backstory. Mary Jane Byarm is from, I believe, is from New Jersey originally. She's 25 years old. And about 5 years ago, she started vlogging. And her sister was, I think, an au pair or nanny and a model in China. She went to go visit her sister in China and decided to stay there to go to school. Within a year, she learned to read and write and speak Chinese. She decided that, hey, I want to stay here in China. And there's really a viral video of her that was premiered, that went viral in 2018, where she went to a Chinese hair salon and wanted them to straighten her natural hair. They had a very hard time, and some people criticized her. It's like, girl, are you just trying to make Chinese people look bad? You're in China. But then the next day, she went to another Chinese hair salon, and they were able to straighten her hair. It took them a while, and they were able to do it. So after that, she goes viral. She decides that she wants to have the goal of going to 100 countries in a year. So January 2018 to January 2019, MaryJane Byram went to 100 countries, mostly by herself. And for an African-American woman, that's a really big accomplishment. True Black excellence. Like, wow. And then she vlogged the whole trip. So she exposed more people, especially Black women, who are watching her, and Black women from all parts of the diaspora, Europe, United States, Latin America, Caribbean, Africa, everywhere, who are watching her. Some of them even supported her because, hey, she has like over 100,000 subscribers. So also I want to say around 2018, she had a GoFundMe account. So, hey, there are people who are pitching in through her GoFundMe, obviously super chats, all the people cash apping her. Also, the AdSense from YouTube is helping fund her 100 country tour around the world. But this past year, it seems that Mary Jane Byarm, there's some question. Is she scamming her followers? Who is she saying, hey, come spend time with me in this country? Because, she's Mary Jane Byarm. They're fans. They want to go travel. This is the opportunity. You would think someone who's gone to 100 countries in a year would have had some contacts with hotels, agencies, travel agencies, hotels, motels, Holiday Inn, how to travel around in the city, some airlines, something that would help people who want to come on this trip with Mary Jane. And there are others who are picking on that, hey, you know what? I really had some issues with Mary Jane a while back before the whole scandal thing happened, and it's starting to look like a pattern. And that's the things I want to talk about today. I first learned about Mary Jane about 2 months ago from a YouTuber named It's Keisha. She is a beauty blogger. Okay. I'm putting her link in the chat, and she was talking about this scammer named Mary Jane Byarm. And see, at the time, I was actually looking for people, making a list who I wanted to be on season 2, which we're in now, of African American Greeds. Episode 6 was Boys Watkins, episode 7 was Tariq Nasheed, and episode 8 was MaryJane Byarm. And I was trying to find a woman, so it's just like, oh, you're only poking at men who are doing things in our community. No, we need to look at the female scammers too. Okay, we need to look at them too. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna make a playlist. I'm gonna put her on the list. Ended up like 29 videos. Oh, this girl here. Okay, so basically, one of the first issues now that's coming out about MaryJane is that when she started, she beautiful dark-skinned girl. This is her. Beautiful dark-skinned girl. High school, 18, 19 years old. This is another picture of her too. Cute. But then people started noticing that, wait a minute, they started noticing she started looking different. Now I'm thinking that, hey, you're crisscrossing the country. You're probably doing a lot more walking than usual. You have to change your hairstyle depending on the climate. So I'm thinking like, well, what's the big deal? But then I started looking at some of the other photos. And I'm like, she looks a little bit, not that much light. I'm just like, hey, it's better lighting. Hair's in a ponytail instead of being like it was before, you know. But I do notice that, hey, her look like she got contacts in. Hey, she's young. What? Who had? Well, I haven't had contacts, but like other people like have changed their eye color. So people have been running with Mary Jane and like, why is she doing all these changes? Okay. Hold on. There's one more photo I wanted to show. Let's see where it is. So you can see the difference. This is another photo of Mary Jane. Hair is longer. I don't think she has the contacts in this time. I do think she has, her eyelashes or whatever. She's still brown skin. Hey, it's probably the lighting. Okay. Then people say, hey, it's like, she is showing us all these places. But now it's like she's showing us more of an Instagram model atmosphere. Hey, Afrocentric woman. Hey, Robbie Privilege. Y'all come on in. Then all of a sudden now on Instagram, you see Mary Jane showing off some more curves. Hey, she's young. Other women do it too. She's cute. Hey. But some people say, wait a minute now. She didn't start off with them curves. Where'd she get them thighs from? Where'd she get that butt from? Because she's skinny. She's thin. We ain't never seen that on her before. Was she eating collard greens? Cornbread? Beans? What? Because something is different. So this is a much more side-by-side pose. Mary Jane on the left. The beginning. Very thin, lighting. That's her on the right with slightly bigger chest. And some what the man call them? Yams. She got some yams, y'all. But hey, she's young. She's out there crisscrossing the world. Maybe she got a good deal on them. Maybe she's doing some butt exercises. Maybe I shouldn't be in her body like that. But hey, I'm not a fan of Mary Jane Byarm. Her fans, however, may have a problem with that. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So basically, Mary Jane Byram, I never get her name correct. One of the people that in her list has said that they think that she got in over her. The reason why this change happened is one YouTuber called, I think, the Intellectual Negropean or whatever. He says, hey, when she was in high school, she was just regular. Boys weren't really interested. Now she's out here crisscrossing the world, meeting new people. Basically, she's coming into being a butterfly. She's getting the attention. She likes it. Hey, why not? And some of the videos that I was researching and taking notes from today basically noticed that it seems that between the last basically 6 months, that it seems like to them that Mary Jane has gotten extended. Some say she's gotten extended. Other people who are victims say, no, she scammed us. It's not that she got overextended. And Some have even mentioned that, hey, we think maybe she's been scamming maybe since the beginning. She just didn't start this scamming. We wasn't paying attention because, hey, we were interested in her vlogging, crisscrossing the country, and taking her with us on this journey. So I'm going to let you listen to very important message from one of the vloggers who basically says, hey, she's been scamming since the beginning. It's just that the last 6 months, the shit has hit the fan. Okay, so this is gonna play this for you.
Subscribers or followers.
This is
the first
Destiny.
Time she was called out on this. So in this video, I'm going attacking the way she looks and then after all that, she also asked them to pay $5. See what? Give it to her subscribers and followers and ask her subscribers to go follow her on Instagram. She kind of gave them the rules like, oh, she's going to that she was going to give it to her subscribers.
Okay, so she's talking about her first scam.
Subscribers to go follow her on Instagram, attacking the way she looks.
Okay, can y'all hear?
So let's break down some of this scam that Mary Jane Byarm has run. Okay, so one of the scam was the Japan giveaway she did some years ago, where she bought some products from Japan when she went to Japan, and she said she was going to give it to her subscribers and followers and ask her subscribers to go.
Okay, I understand what she's saying. So I'm just, in case some of you are having a hard time. She said this is the first scam that Mary Jane did. She bought some hair products from Japan. And I guess she was going to do some type of giveaway to her subscribers for their support. But she kind of changed the rules so that she ended up getting some money from what she was doing.
Follow her on Instagram. She kind of gave them the rules like, oh, she's going to, one lucky winner is going to win this Japan products. Okay. Mm-hmm. So after our match, whatever. And then after all that, she also asked them to pay $5. See where the scam comes in? $5. For you to enter for this giveaway, you have to pay $5.
Okay. So she gave these natural whatever hair care products from Japan because she went there. And she says, oh, I want to give it away. You got to go like this picture, to get your name into the contest. But then she gonna add, oh, if you want to get in the contest, you have to send me $5. I thought it was a giveaway. Or is it really a contest? Like, ma'am, wait a minute now.
To enter, you have to pay $5 to enter for this giveaway. So that's what she did.
She has over 100,000.
No record of anybody winning that giveaway allegedly. We have to put it there because we don't want to get sued, okay? No record of anybody winning this giveaway. And the truth is that, and I guess probably because it was $5, subscribers and followers, they just kind of, and they just let it go. But that, you see, everything she's doing now, the Dubai trip thing, it's a scam that, like, it's something that was well calculated and planned. Like I said before, this is not her first time. So she calculated everything. So I feel these were just like her testing waters and all that, like to see if, like, to just see if people will take the bait. So she did $5 first. You see what I'm talking about? $5. Small money first, okay? So she did that. And nobody called her out. It was just low key. Everybody forgot about it. The next scam was the Mary Jane Byarm workshop she did in LA, New York, and I think Vegas. Is it Vegas or Vegas?
Vegas.
American people, let me know that in the comment section that she did in those places. What literally?
Okay, so like she said, Mary Jane Byarm. I never say her last name. Byarm is doing workshops. Okay, I guess showing people what do you need to do to travel around the world? What do you need to do to get your hair? Yeah, because especially Black women want to get their hair done, or what they need to do. Do you need to get the tests and things like that? And so she's having it in, I think she said LA, Las Vegas, New York. But the women who go there, and by the way, she's charging them, they're going to get a rude awakening when they get there.
People were to pay $250. You see, she's pushing
$250 to go to her workshop. Yes. See, this is where it kind of like ends with the scam. Right now, I'm talking about what she did with when she started out a little bit a scam bit. Then she ended up with this Dubai trip, which we're gonna get to. Thank you, Holly B, for bringing it up. But she just doing the most. She's doing the most. Yes.
Now, and this workshop, and this $250 workshop was for 2 hours. Mary, 2 hours, you pay $250. She will teach you how to take pictures, teach you how to edit picture, teach you the app, show you the app she uses, and then give you a shout out on her Instagram or YouTube. And that was it for $250.
Yeah, so basically how to be a YouTuber and do all these things for $250 and get you a shout out. Now let's just say she had 20 people show up, right? Let's calculate this. Let's say she had 20 people to show up. And she's doing $250. That's $5,000. And she went to three different places. She made $15,000 at least if she did that much with just 20 people in 3 places. But she has over so many hundred of subscribers. Let's just say she gets in those 3 places. Let's say she got 50 people. Let's say it's a hotel conference room. That's $12,500 in one place. If she had 50 people in the room, if she does that 3 times, 3 different locations, she done made $37,500 for 3 places. Now, maybe some of you are like, oh, she didn't know that whatever you're doing things where you're giving someone a product, giving someone a product that it needs to be commensurate with what you're giving them, the price and everything. But like she had no family, no friends. Are they in a scam? Are these just simple mistakes? But to me, it's like, oh, this is when it started. Because then how did you get up to having trips and telling followers like, oh, meet me over here. I can help you get this deal. And then when they get there, it's not what they seem. Sounds like a pattern. You are offering something, and then what they're getting is less standard. It might not be illegal, but it sounds unethical. And I think this whole thing with the Dubai and everything, that I just feel like it's really scary. Right now, they said she has about, when our last video I watched, she has 22 women that she has scammed. Most of them are Black. Because at first they were like, oh, they're all Black. But no, she scammed some Latino women. She scammed an Asian, biracial Asian European lady. Remember we said about affinity fraud. You scam people closest to you, and you have a relationship based on something. In her case, she was a young African-American woman flying around the world, and these were people who were interested in her. It was like, oh, girl power, Black girl rock, Oh, I want to go hang out with her. She's cool. I like her. I'm a fan. I want to go hang out with you. Okay? But it wasn't what they seemed. And the Mary Jane that was on the screen and the Mary Jane they met was totally 2 different persons.
And then she also gave them a goodie bag. I'm going to get to that. For 2 hours. 2 hours. So you see, she has moved from $5 now to $250. She was already building the scam already, but a lot of us just didn't think much about it. Okay, so a couple of people paid for this. Yeah, a couple of people. There's a vlog she did on her channel. You can check it out. Just go check her channel. There's a vlog she did, like meeting you guys or something like that. There's a vlog she did where she met 3 ladies from the workshop, the Mary Jane workshop. And there was also another vlog I saw of a lady that paid for it and did the workshop with her. Pretty much those are only the people. So pretty much we only have like
the ones that came forward.
5, 6 people so far that on the internet, like, oh, I went for the workshop. So pretty much nobody said anything and nobody did a review of it. Like we all remember Jayla's masterclass she did.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. You got over 100-some-thousand subscribers. Let's say 50 people showed up to your thing, and only 5 people ever talked about the thing that they went. And like you said, nobody did a review. Like, something's off, Mary Jane. Something's off. Okay. Like I said, hey, Money No Love. Also, remember I said she had a GoFundMe. Well, at first, they said that there was some inconsistencies with Mary Jane as well. She's telling them, oh, my family is paying for me to travel around the world. Then she got a GoFundMe. Obviously, she needs help going around the world. Then all of a sudden, people are asking her about her trips. Hey, things like where do you get your hair done? She started. This is the thing, inconsistency. Because everything was like, oh, this is my natural hair. This is my natural hair. But then, like I said, you started seeing some changes in her hair. You're like, oh, is this the product? Is this the product? You know. And then people started noticing, especially people who are very much into black hair and things like that. Yeah, some people think that her sister may be involved, or she's using her sister as a fall guy too. That could be the other thing too. They're noticing that her hair is a little bit different, and so at first she's like, "Oh, my hair is natural. Oh, my hair is natural," and then later on she admits, "Oh yeah, I wear wigs." Okay, we know you crisscrossing the world. You probably don't know trying to get your hair done. You're a black woman. You might wear a wig. Why not and say this is your natural hair? Was that your natural hair when you went to that salon in China? Like, lady, come on now. Hey, Christine Parks, glad you can make it. And Money No Love. So I'm just like, that's just what people like inconsistency. Oh, at one time she told people that she was a virgin, because she's come from a very Christian background. That's how she was raised. She loves the Lord. She loves Jesus. And then lo and behold, she relates a story about her taking a pregnancy test, going to tell her mother that she's pregnant and that she's going to have an abortion. But you told everybody you was a virgin this whole time. And we ain't seen you with nobody else on these trips now. So you got an abortion? Now, if she had an abortion, that's her business. That's and she related the story about how good God was and that he's a forgiving God. I guess that's what she was trying to go to. So when you actually, and I have questions, not because you had an abortion. Why you tell us you virgin, miss, sis? Huh? Are you? Did you have an abortion? You talked to God. He forgave you, and you went into what's called. They got this when you become like a born again virgin. Did you become a born again virgin? Is that what it is? Or were you doing something to distract people because they were asking questions? Or you wanted to be relevant? Which one was it? She's also being accused of being a colorist. Yeah, but she didn't always have them green eyes. Like one day you just woke up and you just had them in your eyes. They were not yours. You know they were not yours. Yes, exactly. Like, or to say he's celibate while he was. Yes, exactly. And my thing, you telling people you were a virgin or even having an abortion, what was the whole point, man? You just wanted a story. They bring people back in. You couldn't just come in and be yourself. Mary Jane, really? Okay, all right. Also, Mary Jane has been accused of being a colorist. That maybe the reason why we see her with, the type of lighting she now uses to appear to be shades lighter, or different ways she's doing her hair. And some of her viewers have said that she has made comments before about the appearance of other women, especially Black women. And then others who met her on these trips have said, yes, she has said some very suspect things. Plus, she said at one time they kept asking her about, what is the racist, how racist are the places you're going to? And she basically did what some of these Black conservatives say, like, oh, when I was there, I didn't see any racism. Really? Maybe the racism that is there in that country is just presented to you differently than here in the United States. Because when I see that London and John Boyega, who is from Star Wars, and he's at a Black Lives Matter protest, because either one, he's in solidarity with what happened over here in the United States, or because what's happening over there. And when I hear, I forget her name, African Nigerian comedian from Britain talk about racism over there, and then talk about racism over here, and then like that, hey, she likes the racism over here because at least you know that they are racist, so you know now where to go. Where over there in London, England, it's different, it's more subtle, but it's still there. Okay, and maybe she has some type of agreement, because she is categorized as a influencer, not only a YouTube influencer, but a world traveler influencer. There are people who literally travel the world on a continuing basis. Some even do it with their families. I forget the name of the Black family. They homeschool their kids and literally taking their kids around the world. But those parents also work remotely, so they can go anywhere to do that. Hey, Mookie and Tamika Sweet Pea Brown. You can check out my friend Mookie on this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, Auntie Pee Wee. So and she starts saying, I think one of the YouTubers said, she said something to the fact that, oh, I'm a different type of Black person, or I'm a different type of Black woman. And it's like, oh, you trying to be different now? And maybe she has something, because she's considered an influencer. And usually an influencer, by the way, is someone who's on social media, has 6-figure or more followers. Companies sometimes reach out to them to advertise their products. That's why on YouTube it has this video includes paid promotion or something like that. But they think that maybe she is not disclosing whose product she's using, and that maybe she's just like, when she has her videos, she's going certain places, she's drinking certain things, she's eating certain things, and that there may be other places paying her for showcasing that on her channel. Okay? So maybe that's why she's not wanting to say, oh, there's no racism over here, especially when most of the people who watch you are African-American women. Hey, Gator Girl, thank you so much for coming over here, checking in with me. Oh, she's a mess. And she's a young mess. A young mess. 25. Only been doing this 5 years. Please hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Please share with your friends. And I really want to highlight her because someone that you here really said a very interesting thing is that some of the people got scammed because she is a YouTuber. She is an influence. They resonated with her. They've been with her since the beginning when she first started vlogging around the world. She did accomplish in a year visiting 100 countries. Did you know there are 193 countries around the world? Nation states. They are members of the United Nations. 2 countries, which will make 195, Palestine and Vatican City, are called 2 observer nations because they're basically a nation within another nation. So literally, this young girl at the end of January 2019 had literally been over half the world. That's a huge accomplishment. That brings in flowers. That brings in people like, hey, I want to do something like that. And so when she opens up and says, hey, who wants to join me over here in Dubai or Egypt or France or these other places, there are people wanting to go. But what we can learn from this incident is just because you're a YouTuber and I see you every day, I need to know some more information, then I give you some money. And at least what I liked though was the honesty that two of the people who got scammed, who first came out, said was, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have trusted her. And one said, yes, this was impulsive. I shouldn't have did it. And I tried to get my money back. Another tried to get their money back. And there are 2 of the videos I'm going to share. 2 other ladies said they almost got scammed by her. They decided not to go on the trip because something told them something wasn't right about this girl. Okay. Oh yeah, this I'm telling you right now, her editing skills, film skills, it's on point. So that's why I'm just like, that $250 for that conference, you should have been which you may not want to show them all your tricks, but you should have been telling them how to do what you do. She did a video. It was 8 minutes, y'all. This is after all of the scandal, the Dubai fallout, more people making videos about you scamming. People are coming out making their own videos saying, this is what she did to me. Some people are interviewing those people. She gonna come out with a video, girl. Let me tell y'all what this video she came out with. She came out with a video. She's laying in bed, looking sad. Listen to Dr. Joyce Meyer. So that's 2 minutes. The next 2 minutes, she's washing her face. She's brushing her teeth. She's drinking something. Then she leaves, the hotel. That's what I wonder. You're making me make a good point, Holly B. Is it an editor or did she hire someone? Oh, yes. Let me put it in the chat for y'all so y'all can go see it yourself. Because you see me like, how are you answering the fact that people say you scared them out some money And you're gonna give them this. She needed to submit it to the Oscars for next year for best short film. Because I looked at this best documentary short film. I don't hear this. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, sis, how are you? And then you watch her go to the park. You hear the birds chirping, all kind of stuff. And then lastly, the last 2 minutes, you hear her talking about some people, they just don't know you. It's hard sometimes. Mookie, not yet. Some people, it's time to it's so hard to live up to these standards. I'm like, girl, you scared about their money. Let me put this. All right, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna get there, Robbie Privilege, because she does what to me I felt like was some type of a Ponzi type scheme. And I'm gonna explain that in a minute, okay? So this is in her own words. I want you to save this for later, because you look at it, you're like, this is how she answering all those people saying she's a scammer? We had to listen to Joyce Meyer for 2 minutes? I'm like, Joyce Meyer need to call her and tell her to take that down. Because Joyce Meyer, the clip she used was like, oh, sometimes when things are going bad, this just happens to be the season that you're going through things. Excuse me? Hey, She Nurses TV. Y'all need to check out She Nurses TV. I love her little videos. So. Sorry. Okay. All right. So, we said take my time like in church. Don't tell me to take my time. It'll be here all day. So, where was I? Yeah, she using Joyce Meyer. I'm like, I can't believe you up here using Joyce Meyer. Oh, I'm a Christian. You know, she said, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. The Bible say, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet my neighbor's house or something like that. Okay. All right. Here's Daryl's live for tomorrow. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, Mookie, not 7 p.m. And then here's Mookie Thursday. Also check out my friend, Speak Your True Roxanne. Check out our Empowered Esquire TV, She Nurses TV. Robbie Privilege, do you have your own channel too? Boy, stop barking at people. You trying to be in the show? That's my dog, yeah. This boy. We need to go on another trip, another car ride this week. All right. So let me tell you going to put up a whole bunch of text messages, which these ladies were really good at this. I have to admit this. Same thing with Kim Reingold. She had a text message to prove what was going on with her, Omar. But good thing, all of these women just about had text message proof of what happens to her. So basically, let me just give the first three, they say victims, was a girl named, I'll tell you their names. Was a girl named Ashley. Then it was Tochi. Then it was another girl. I just know her by Clarify TV. Clarify Me TV. Okay. So these three came out like 2 months ago. I think the Dubai trip was April. And basically, this is what Miriam does. She has an IG. She goes on her IG, says, hey, I'm scheduling trips on this week in March, I think March 25th to 29th, another one from April 5th through the 9th in Dubai. Let's just give an example. Then she'll come back and say in another post, hey, I have one more spot for one more lady. But does she really have one more spot? Does she really have one more spot? She has over 6-figure subscribers. And she's pushing this, hey, I got one more spot. You need to get it now, get it good. Let's just say 10 people come for that one spot. You tell nine of them, let's say all 10 of them send you either, it's cost $22,000. Let's say they give her half. She got $9,000. One of them out of that, $10,000. One out of that 10 is going to be the one that goes with her on the trip. The other 9 are going to have texts and calls not answered, mistakes, connection issues, problems sending the refund back, all kind of things, because they're not really going on the trip. Because guess what? She said she had one more spot, but she did. But 10 of y'all sent her 10,000. 10 of you sent her $1,000. Now, since she's been on this YouTube and Instagram and crisscrossing the world, okay, she needs to keep up with this lifestyle. Now, I believe it was, what's her name? I really like her. I think her name is Asia. Said, hey, you could have did this legitimately if you took your time. You could have set up a system where these people could have paid for the trip, got the rooms and the flight, had a good time where you are, and you wouldn't be in this mess. So were you in over your head, or was it the money? And then one lady, it was so weird. She literally, I'm gonna just let y'all listen to it, because when y'all hear it, when I heard it, I was like, wait a minute. But I'm telling you, this is how she was doing the scam. She kept saying, oh, I have room on this trip. And most of the time, this is the weird thing. Most of the women who did go on the trip, they noticed how small a group that they had. It wasn't like a group of 10 women. It was like Marianne and 3 or 4 other women on the trip. And then when they got to the trip, the stuff that was on the itinerary, like, hey, we're going to go ATVing in the desert. They didn't go ATVing in the desert. Oh, hey, we're going to go on a private yacht. And then they go on the yacht and they're sharing it with other people. So she was being cheap out there when they got there, but she had taken their money already. Or they got their rooms. They're supposed to have this really bright room, and it's not. But guess who purchased the rooms? Marianne. Or sometimes Marianne, she did this one lady doing Christmas wrong. Oh, Lord. Hey, Ava Collier. Pick the most expensive ass hotel. Then talk to the lady all crazy. The lady just wanted to get away from her. Her mom, the lady's mama even made Marianne a sweater, a Christmas sweater. I was like, who mama makes the Christmas sweater and you treat them like shit? Like, it's this, yeah. Let me find it. Let's look at. Okay. I'm gonna let you listen to Tochi. Okay? Because it's Ashley, Tochi, and then it's to clarify me. But I'm gonna let you listen to Tochi.
Lies. And I was like, lies? After I giving her my $1,000, she lied. I did a very impulsive thing. I saw that there was this lady on Instagram that.
Okay, so this is Tochi. She's in college. Hey, Ava Collier, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said, there's about like 22 women who have literally come forward and said like, hey, I went on these trips with Marianne and she was supposed to book these places or book the flight and things did not go how they seemed and I didn't get my money back or I'm still looking for money back. And so I just want y'all to hear this lady. This is Tochi. And then I'm going to let you listen to someone who actually went on a trip with her. And she was still off on the trip. Like, it's like the people who got scammed, like, to me, she was like double scamming. She's like, oh, I got one more seat, one more thing. These people paid and didn't get their money back. Then the ones who did go, they didn't get their money's worth for what they were there to do. But, you know, things is catching up to Marianne. I'm going to tell you what happened to Marianne. Okay? Well, let's hear Tochi. Tochi's friend died during the COVID pandemic. So Tochi was like, okay, there's only one life to live. I need to do something. I just can't sit here and die and not having to do things that I want to do. So she's like, I'm going to go on this trip. I see this Mary Jane lady sponsoring the trip, and I'm going to do it. Okay? So here you go.
I follow by the name of Mary Jane Byarm. And I've been following her for the past 2 months now. And I was like, okay, like I see that she travels. And she spoke on how she traveled with no funds, like no nothing, because traveling is truly her passion.
Yeah, she didn't travel with her funds. She traveled with her parents' funds and then GoFundMe. And then when she started scamming people, she was traveling on other folks' funds. Yeah, that's her no funds thing. Y'all don't believe the hype because this is Mary Jane that we know about. There are probably some other Mary Janes. There's probably some Mario Jonos out there too doing that same damn thing.
And she just got up and left. And so I was like, okay, why don't I do that? You know, why don't I get up and leave and live out my dreams? Like, am I really living if I say I love traveling, I say I love seeing other parts of the world, and I don't, you know, put my foot forward and do it, regardless of what's going on in my life? And honestly, I took a chance. I took a leap of faith, and I put down $1,000 for this $2,000 trip.
Okay. So right now, in the video, I'm going to put it in here. She's showing the text messages between her and Mary Jane.
But then, like, literally.
And by the way, this is the problem. I think her and some of the other women had a problem too. You know how some people got like a website, or you click on it and it goes to a third-party website where they can book a flight. Think about like Expedia. You know, a Priceline. You log in, you see your trip, you book it, you get a confirmation when you're done. They're not doing that. This is how Mary Jane is doing. She got Cash App and she got Apple Pay because she got an iPhone. They are cash apping her the money for the trip, and Mary Jane is supposed to book the flight, book the hotel, have an itinerary, pay for everything so they can have a great trip. Because hey, she's a world traveler. She got connections. She can. This is easy for her to do it. Hey, hey, Afrocentric woman. Thanks for coming back. Yeah. So Tochi sends her $1,000. Mary Jane, hey, that's so great. I'm gonna go reserve your ticket, and then you can just either some type of payment plan or pay me the next installment after I, fix everything. After I what's the word I'm looking for? Reserve everything, right? But Tochi starts thinking, yeah, her real name is Mary Jane. Well, you know what? I haven't seen her passport. It might be something else. But everywhere I've seen her real name is Mary Jane Byarm. Okay? So Tochi starts thinking like, hey, maybe I shouldn't give a complete stranger $1,000. And I didn't research them. That's why I got shows like this. Because I want you to know. I want you to be informed. Okay? So here's Tochi.
2 hours later, I thought about it. Not even up to 2 hours. Like an hour later, I was like, bro, does this even make sense? And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and look up this trip that she hosts. That was the
Do
first
your research before you
I started looking up the trip she hosted after I put the money down. Anyway, and so I decided to look up trips that she hosted. And then as soon as I typed in her name, I saw Mary Jane lies. And I was like, lies? After I give her my $1,000, she lies. It's not I'm finding out that she lies. So anyway, I watched the video and the girl talking about how she lies a lot, that she takes people on trips without giving them return tickets to come back home. I was like, God forbid that be my portion. Plus, it's my rent money, bro. I was like, Flora, are you actually dumb? Are you dumb? I just had to wake up and see, like, the reality of my life. Like, yes, I want to live on my dreams. Yes, I want to, see other parts of the world. But honestly, in that moment, it made so much sense to forget about my rent, forget about my responsibilities, and just leave. But honestly, don't be like me. Don't be like me, bro. If you still have rent to pay, if you still have all these responsibilities on your neck, pay for the responsibilities.
This shit was out for herself.
Because honestly, like, it started catching up to me. Anyway, so I started, after I watched the video, and I thought about it, I was like, wait, this is my rent money. What am I doing? I texted her, and I was like, hey, is it okay if I get my refund back? Because I made a dumb mistake, and I didn't have money back to pay my rent. And so that's when she didn't respond for about 12 hours or so, to the next day. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking, oh, praise you, Jesus, that I'm getting my money back. No, questions asked. Okay.
Mary Jane, I don't know why I keep calling her Mary Ann. Mary Jane says, yes, I'll give you your money back. Remember, she cashed out her.
Okay, maybe the video was lying, that she's a liar. I don't know. I was so happy. But then I was like, honestly, it felt too real to be true that she just said, yeah, that's fine, and that's it, And so I texted her, and I was like, okay, can you please send me the money by today because I need to pay my rent. And she was like, that's when she texted me back, and she was like, wait, she's confused. I was like, confused? Why is this girl confused, So I texted her, and I was like, hey, Mary Jane, honestly, I made a mistake. Just, reiterating myself, I need my money back to pay my rent because I'm behind on rent. And then she didn't respond to me. So then I decided to text her sister that, okay, that's her. I sent the money to her sister because she said that her Zelle isn't working or like.
And see, this is why I know some stuff was messed up because I was thinking like, oh, she Cash Apped her. Now the other people had said Cash App, but then when it starts getting weird, it's like, oh, you're sending the money to her sister, who then sends it to her because her Apple Care or Apple Pay or her Cash App is not working. You gotta do Zelle. So I'm like, okay, was it really your sister? Or you using your sister's excuse, or is your sister in on a scam? I had no problem you sending that money, but I'm thinking there should be a button on your phone that says refund, right? Apple users, is that true? And on Cash App, there's one that say refund. You hit the refund button, right? Just okay.
Something like that. So I sent the money to her sister's Zelle, and her sister was supposed to send it to her. So I started calling the sister's number because you know it was Zelle, you know the person's number. So I start calling the sister, and I'm like, "Hey, sister, like your sister has my money. Can you please like contact her so that she can give me back my money?" And sister's saying that she hasn't heard from her sister in a while because her sister's in Egypt or whatever. I'm putting in quotes because she's still posting on social media. Like, I know you see my message about you sending me back my money.
How are you posted on social media, but you can't hit the button for refund where you are, sis? And this is what I think was happening. Because there was a Dubai trip and there was an Egypt trip too. And so this is what I think. I think Tochi's funds helped to pay for the stuff to cover the stuff that she was doing in Egypt. And that's why she couldn't get her money back. I'm telling you, that's what they do. People do with Ponzi schemes. The new people pay for the old or current people's stuff. But with Ponzi schemes, you always got to have a new influx of new fresh meat that constantly brings you more stuff. And then so you pay with the new people's money, you pay the old people, you know, or pay for their stuff. And then you start giving a runaround to the new folks. Say, hey, I got problems with this account, that account. I was too busy on the trip. And one lady said she kept having her earphones on all the time when they were like in the car or in the taxi cab. Probably because she was fielding calls from people who were calling her. Probably. Oh, Zelle. Okay. Zelle too. Okay.
And so after all of that happens, I decided to go ahead and call my bank. And my bank was like, okay, wait 3 days because it's only been like the first day that you requested this money back. So wait a couple of days and then call us back. So I waited a couple of days. I still didn't hear from Mary Jane. So then I called my bank. And when I called my bank, they were like, okay, but they're going to investigate the situation. So in the middle of the investigation, Mary Jane texted me back. Hallelujah, praise God. She texted me back and she's like, oh.
You know why she texted her back? Don't banks have like a fraud division? Don't they have people go investigate? So probably something that was with Tochi's bank hit whatever bank that Mary Jane has, and they called her about that money. Now you can call her back because it's an emergency.
Hey, like this issue is getting complicated. Now my sister's involved, and her bank got shut down. Whatever she told me, I don't know what kind of thing, what she was even typing. I didn't even understand it. All I knew was I want my money back. This is $1,000, bro. It's not 100. It's not 200, but $1,000 of my hard work. No, like the way I'm paying. Anyway, she was like that she's gonna get back to me and let me know an update. And I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking, but you collected my money with ease. Like, why is it so hard for you to send me back that money I sent you? So then her sister contacted me and she's like, oh, that Mary Jane has been so busy, something like that. She hasn't been able to reach Mary Jane. She hasn't heard from Mary Jane. In my head, I'm thinking, how have you not heard from your sister? But whatever. The fact that she's even responding, like, I appreciated that, because some people wouldn't have even responded to my message. Today, I decided to call my bank. And so I called my bank, and they're like, oh, that they're so sorry, there's nothing they can do, because they found out that the sister either closed her account or something like that, to where they couldn't access the money. And
you said your sister bank closed. Now, what your sister did, or you did, pretending to be your sister, you closed that damn account so that money couldn't get refunded. What's her name? Mary Jane Byram? No, not Bynum. Byram. Byarm. Sorry. Byarm. Yeah, keep them from all of us, because they want to talk a good game. And it's starting to make me feel like, is this what a certain, Black church vlogger did to convince people to go to a conference for 3 days for $4,800 or $888? I guess if they're a Patreon member.
I was like, try it. The way I was like pinned, like really, I was so frustrated. Like I was on the phone with my friend, and I had to hang up, because honestly, this is a mistake that I made. Honestly, I made the mistake. I'm not gonna blame
I ain't talking about it.
For it. I made
no
the
problem.
Of
I've been saying her name wrong the whole time. I've been saying her name wrong the whole time.
It was really taking a toll on me. Like it was really making me go.
Okay, so Tochi, I'm gonna put Tochi's in the chat, because at least she was honest, like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. But notice Tochi, Black woman, and young like her. Infinity fraud. That's what most of the victims are. Now, this is, let me get you to the next person. This person said, she almost got scammed. She just...
See from the title of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about my experience with Mary. My mom told me about Mary Jane Byram and her trip. So I ended up reaching out to her. We ended up...
This is Deanna Monique. She learned about Miriam through her mother. She's the one that said, I almost got scammed. Okay.
Changing contact information, and ultimately I ended up sending her $1,200 to go on this trip. So, a couple weeks passed. She was very good at communicating in the beginning, before and when I sent her my money. About a week after I sent her my money, it was really, really, really hard to get in contact with her, and I started getting nervous. Really? Y'all, from the moment I sent her my money up until I found out that this trip may not be what she said it was, I had major anxiety. I couldn't sleep. I just didn't have peace. I did not have peace. And y'all, keep in mind, I love to travel. I look up to Mary Jane. This seemed like an amazing experience, but I had no peace. I was praying. I was like, God, why would you give me this opportunity just for me to feel this way? I thought I was, suffering just from fear. I was rebuking it. But y'all, when God is speaking to you, listen. One thing from that situation, one thing that I've learned is that if it's from God, you will have peace. That is one major lesson I learned from that situation, is that God will give you peace, especially if a blessing, if a gift is from him, you're going to have it. So I had no peace. I couldn't sleep. I also couldn't find any information on her trip. So I was kind of just going off of faith that, this.
See, she just put something on Instagram, or there's a link on Instagram, or like, oh, send me the money. There's no website to go to make reservations. There's nothing that you have to go through when you like go to Expedia, Priceline, or anything else. You're just going through this one person, and you're putting a lot of trust in them to make the reservations for you, and they're not giving you any. I'm just gonna say this. I know this is not really big, but I was a school sponsor junior and senior year. Senior year, the kids had to go on a senior trip. I had to collect money for the trip. So they set up a thing with the school, and they tied it to the school's account, and the students can make an electronic payment to the school, but for the trip. So I had to set that up in the system, like, hey, this is for the trip, this is for the dues, this is for prom, this is for this is for that. I had to call these places and say, hey, I'm bringing these amount of students with me, this many boys, this many girls, these are their ages. And I had to go do something separate for the hotel. That's something for each of the places we were going. Then I had to do something for their transportation while we were there. I had to keep a list, contacts, emails, everything. I did that for 50, no, because the kids is med school, small school. I want to say 60 some kids went. They had a good time. But I had to keep a record. I felt like almost like a secretary. Like I was doing this for my boss for a conference, but I was just doing it for a school trip. She only had to do this for what, 4 or 5 people? And you couldn't keep up with that? Ma'am, either you were too overwhelmed and you got ahead of yourself, or you were just scamming from the beginning. Okay. Oh, you said put my email address? Okay. There's my email. Okay.
It was what she said it was. So one night, I woke up because, again, I couldn't sleep, and it was because of this situation. I had literally spent the last of my savings to go on this trip. I had given $1,200 to Mary Jane. I woke up, and something just told me, do a Google search, Mary Jane Dubai trip. So I did a Google search about Mary Jane.
Google could be your friend, y'all.
And this website came up called Lipstick, and it's a blog site. I'm gonna put it here when I find it. And there's a lot of gossip in this blog site, and I found a lot of gossip about Mary Jane, but I also found a lot of information on this Dubai trip. And I found a whole thread about how Mary Jane was doing this Dubai trip and girls were getting scammed. I learned about this girl named Ariana who had went and spent, I think, Christmas with Mary Jane, and how horribly treated.
Oh, I'm gonna play out Ariana's thing.
And I mean, that was, I feel like me waking up was God kind of telling me, hey, do your research, because this ain't it. So I found out this information, found out about Ariana, found out apparently about other girls being scammed, but I was so shaken because you can't find this on Instagram. There was no one speaking out about it. There was no one making posts. When I look up Mary Jane scam, I didn't find anything. So I was confused because I'm like, okay, this is a blog site. There's girls talking crap about Mary Jane, about her hair, about her face, about her body. So is this just a group of girls hating on her, saying this trip is a scam, or is this legit? Some haters, but haters had ammunition. That same night, it was like 4 a.m. I ended up messaging Mary Jane and telling her, hey, I won't be able to go on this trip. Something came up. Can I receive my refund? She said it was cool. In previous messages, we spoke about getting refunds if anything were to fall through. She agreed, so I felt like, okay, you know, this isn't random. This isn't me just backing out and she had no idea that it could possibly happen. We spoke about refunds. She said it would be okay. So after asking for my refund, it was days, sometimes before I heard back from her.
It takes you so long to get the refund, don't it?
Yeah, days pretty much. And I basically got to a point where I was harassing her low-key because she had my money. And one thing you're not about to do is just take my money. Long story short, my family was counseling me on what to do. I'm surrounded by very smart, very God-fearing women. And they were advising me on what to do. It got to the point where I threatened Mary Jane with taking legal action, which I was really full-blown willing to do, because what you're not gonna do again is take my money. So I eventually threatened her with taking legal action. I'm gonna put that screenshot here. And she did not send me my money back until I did that. But throughout that entire conversation, I was being mocked. I was being...
What do they do when they don't like what you're saying? They talk crazy to you, don't they?
We're not here to bash her and talk about her because I've forgiven her. But I
You're
want
a
to
real
talk about how
Christian lady.
God completely, when the Bible says that all things work out for the good of those who love the Lord, it is not a joke. Every word that comes out of the Father's mouth is a promise, is a yes and an amen. So I sent her my money. Eventually.
Okay. So Deanna's she's a real good Christian. I'm gonna send her her Deanna's cousin. So she got her money back, even though the other one did not. So I'm gonna play for you next this other lady, because most of them were black. Like Deanna was black. But she also scammed a half Asian, half white lady, and she also scammed a Latino lady, and the Latino lady is Adria. So and so Adria got on a 3-way or 4-way live or Facebook group with other women who got scammed too. And they also talked about how they were very, Audrey said she was very hesitant at first about coming out, because she said, I just, because I liked her. She has lots of fans. I didn't want them coming after me. I didn't want people to think I was just hating on her.
This is not okay. So my problem was like that. So I stayed with her, and
okay. So Adria went with her last. When's the date on this? Last Christmas, December 2020.
Everything, and she was saying like crazy things, like, and I was just like, first of all, I've never seen her pray like one day that I was there. She doesn't have a Bible.
Remember, she kept saying she's a Christian.
Like, this is all she would say. No, honestly, it was really sad, because even like, so when we went to the hotel, she would say that her bank was not working, and that her sister was going to help her, and like I would go out, I would pay for everything. I paid for the hotel. Every time we go, I would pay. Like, it was her birthday. Even got her like a nice gift.
Her birthday is on Christmas.
And like, yeah, and it was for nothing. Was because she would say horrible things that, like, well, I don't want to say because it's not my right to say.
Please say it. You can say whatever you want.
It's because honestly, I'm the type of person, like, it's just that she'll say things that happened to her, like in her childhood, her own things. It's not my to say. It's like personal stuff, but she would say all kinds of things that it's like it doesn't make sense.
Does she say colorist things like about black people, like Elena said?
Honestly, here's the thing. I never wanted to say anything because I'm like, how am I gonna make a video and tell people that the people that watch her, like, she said horrible things. Like, I was there and she would say, like, things about the countries that she's been through, like India and stuff, like horrible things. I'm like, how am I gonna, my issue was not with just like her, was because she was saying so much crap about like other country, other religions, because I'm like, first of all, I was like,
hey Don,
okay, listen, if you travel around the world, you must be open-minded. You need to respect other people's beliefs, other people's religions, no matter what, even if you're Christian or whatever. Because like I myself, I'm Christian. My mother married a Jewish man, and you know, they don't believe in Jesus. And not for that, my stepdad never like tried to convince me like otherwise. But I'm just saying, like,
Adria, that requires class. You have to be classy.
Completely understand, but she would like make me do like a bunch of things for her. But me, nice, I was like, oh.
And Adria was really nice,
right? And I'm like, I paid to be here. I understand. I completely understand. But she would like make me do like a bunch of things for her. But me, nice, I was like, oh, because honestly, when I was there, she would tell me to like take pictures of her all the time, and right. And I'm like, I paid to be here. I understand. I completely understand. But she will like make me do like a bunch of things for her. But me, nice, I was like, oh, okay. I was.
Sounds like a really narcissist. Somebody called her a sociopath.
Okay, now I took so many pictures of her. I was like, can you please take a picture of me like so nicely after I did so many things for her? And she would be like, with such a nasty attitude. And I'm like, and then at one point, like we were like in the car and she was saying horrible things about like the gay like community, like horrible things about like, we were talking about, I think I was, because I follow Nikita Dragon, like I love RuPaul's Drag Race, all of that. And I was like, oh, look at Nikita Dragon. She'll be like, she's not even a woman. She should be called like a man, like horrible things like that. And I'm like,
Nikita Dragon's a drag queen.
I was like, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I think you shouldn't say things like that. And this is your disrespect. And then she started like, she was like, oh, you don't agree with me. And then she blocked me like in the car, like blocked me, like immature things. And then we went back to the room. She walked in front of me in the room that I was paying for. She like threw the key at me, locked me out of the room. And I was like,
was your stuff there?
Yes. So what I did was after, like, so she threw the key at me. She locked me out of the room. I was waiting in the hall. I was just in shock because I was like, dude, I left my family during Christmas. Like, my mom, like, she's here. My mom. She was like,
her mom was in the picture.
Like, my mom sent me like Christmas sweaters for me and her to wear together and everything like that. And like, she locked me out of the room, threw the key at me. I was such in shock that I didn't believe that this was happening because I was enduring the day.
Said that on camera.
I was like, no, this girl is not like that. I'm like, there must be something going on.
Right.
And then I was like, okay. So then after that, I just stayed in the hall, like I was just waiting. Then she opened the door. I went inside, and then I just sat on the bed, and she kept like yelling and saying a bunch of things. I was just like, okay. And she's like, oh, it's my birthday. You're ruining my day, blah, blah, blah. And then she made like an appointment to go to the spa. And then she went to the mall, like just like slapped the door at me. Like, and I was like, listen, I was even so nice. I don't know why I was so like stupid, but I was just trying to talk to her. Like, listen, I know it's your birthday. Like, we don't have to like argue. Like, everything is fine. Like, you know, I'm here alone. Da da da. And like, she was like, whatever. Like, she made an appointment to go to the spa at the mall. She like left and like closed the door. And like, I was just like, I just was in this belief that this all was going on. Right. So yeah, I was by myself in a Muslim country, away from my family. So what I did was I called my mom, and honestly, I was so like evenly like scared to stay in the room. I took all of my stuff, like, and then I just went downstairs to the hotel lobby.
And so she gets a Hey, She Nurses TV. Thank you so much for coming to Pimp today. You have access to extra content, early releases of videos. Yay! So, Audria gets another hotel room so she can stay there until it's time for her to go. And so, like she said, Mary Jane does it a lot. If you disagree with her, she gets mad, or you call her out on something, then she blocks you either on social media or she blocks you on her phone. Like you can't get, you can't get through. Whew. Okay, so that's someone who was like December, and I want to show you the lady. Where's the lady that went on a trip with her? Okay, so there was a lady who did go on the Dubai trip.
Hey you guys, it's Janai. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So this video is a little, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad because
and this lady got notes
later. So one day I just took it as a sign from the universe, like, let me just take her up on this offer and just go on this one spot left. And I miraculously came up with them.
And so this is, like she says, and then this lady, her name is Janaya. She said she actually heard about Mary Jane. Like, oh, I heard people say Mary Jane scamming them, but I don't know. Maybe they're just saying it because they don't like her or whatever. And so Mary Jane is on Instagram again. Hey, I got one spot left. I'm telling you how many people she told. But you remember I said about the spot left. You say you got one spot left. 10 people come forward. One of those people is going to get that spot. Other 9 people are going to pay, but they're not going to get their money back. I think that's what she's doing, allegedly.
And yeah. So I could not reach her through DMs, which, I mean, it's understandable. She has over 100,000 followers. She probably is flooded with DMs. So I ended up emailing her after I couldn't get in touch with her through DM. And she emailed me right back, like within 3 minutes. So we're going back and forth really fast. Like she's literally responding in like 3 to 5 minutes. And we finally discussed, like, okay, how should I send you the bread? She's like, Cash App, or I think she said Zelle or either Venmo. I don't remember. But so I Cash App her. So I wanted to do the payment plan option, and I told her that I would pay her half then and half like 10 days later or something like that. So as soon as I sent her $1,250, she all of a sudden stops responding fast.
See?
So now I'm concerned because, like I said, we were responding back and forth very fast. And now as soon as I send you over $1,000, you don't respond. So 15 minutes goes by, which at the time was a really long time because, like I said, she was responding in 3 minutes. So 15 to 20 minutes goes by, and I email her again, like, can you just confirm with me that you received the money? And she ends up getting back to me like 30 minutes later, like, I got it. So I thought that was weird. And I know that that's something that a lot of the girls in the videos were saying. Like, as soon as they sent her money, she became unresponsive. Once I got suspicious about that, like, why is she taking so long to respond? I Googled her, which on my end was dumb because why am I Googling later that I'm about to send $2,500 to after I already sent you half the money? But keep in mind, my friend who told me about the trip, she went. So I don't know how much you guys know about the trip, but what it was for 4 weeks, she was having 4 groups of 5 girls, come out to Dubai. So my friend went on.
Hold on, let's do the math on it. So for 4 weeks, 4 different groups of 4 women, right? What a math makes. I think on this one was 2,500. So 2,500 times 4 people. That's 10 grand. Then you're doing it for 4 weeks, right? Times 4. That's 40 grand in a month. And that's to the people who went on the trip. That's not even talking about the people she scammed who didn't get their money back. O.M. Little J. I'm sorry. If I wanted women, we would have got together and whipped her ass. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Y'all understand that? 2,500 times 4, 10,000. It's for 1 week of people. You did that 4, ma'am.
The first week. So something that kept me optimistic about everything was the fact that my friend actually went. Like,
my friend went pictures on a previous trip.
She was there.
Said,
like,
okay, it must be okay. My friend went.
I cannot possibly be getting scammed because I couldn't understand why she would scam some people and not others. Like, if she was going to be a scammer, just scam everybody. So, I mean, not just scam everybody. Like, don't scam anybody. But I couldn't understand why she would, like, you know what I mean? So I just kept my hopes up, like, she went. So this cannot be a scam.
True.
So, like I said, I Googled her. And one of the first
things that comes up, somebody.
You're typing on Google and suggested searches come up. So I'm typing her name, Mary Jane Byarm, and then something pops up says Mary Jane Byarm scam. Now I'm concerned. Like, I just sent this girl $1,250, and one of the first things that comes up when I Google you is scam, and I find this 345
one YouTuber said 22
about how she's a scammer.
They're probably more.
A whole bunch of different people telling their stories. One girl was talking about how she like flew me out in a one way and then left me stranded there. This whole
okay, so she talks really fast. She doesn't get to the point. Basically, she kept, because she was so anxiety, she kept emailing and texting her back like, hey, I'm looking for my confirmation for the plane ticket. Hey, I'm looking for stuff about the hotel. Plus, she happens to be, I think, from New Jersey, where Mary Jane is from. So, and maybe because her other friend went too, so maybe she was like, okay, I got to really make sure this lady gets on the trip. Also, Janaya has 100,000 subscribers. So part of me feels like Mary Jane probably didn't want to piss her off because she got 100,000 subscribers who then can tell their friends bad stuff about Mary Jane and that she got scammed. So I'm going to move it to the part where she says she goes on a trip.
What she was saying. So I'm like, okay, fine. Shortly after this, I totaled my car, and I was just so stressed out that I thought about this so fast. I'm like running out of breath. So I know people often talk about that she lies a lot about little things, and I did notice that. So I have 4 examples. So one, when I was pressing her for all this information, like, hey, you didn't send my flight yet or something, she would be like, I sent it, but you must not have gotten it, so let me send it again. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if you send it to me, there's no reason I wouldn't have gotten it. Like, if you forgot to send it, just say that. But okay. 2, she says she was using her miles to pay for the flights, but she didn't. Like, on the ticket confirmation, it says paid with credit card. Like, I don't know why you felt the need to, like, what was the reason? I don't care how it was paid for. 3, when we was there, she tried to say it's always a full moon in Dubai. And I'm like, that don't even make sense. Do you know how the phases of the moon work? Like, how is it always a full moon in Dubai? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how are you going to lie about something I can prove right now on Google? And then 3, like I told you, one of the other girls who was on the trip with me ended up going with her to Egypt. And she told me that Mary Jane told her that after the Dubai trip that I slid in her DMs, like trying to pull her. And I got mad at her because Mary Jane wasn't interested in me. And I'm like, that is like the biggest lie she could come up with, because not only is that untrue, I never spoke to her again after Dubai. So like, what was the need for you to even like lie and say that I reached out to you and tried to bag you?
I need to go to the part where she's in Dubai.
Actually, a spot left. Like, she keeps posting this one spot left thing like every 2 days, and she's probably just taking people's money who are trying to jump on this one spot, and there's not really a spot left. That was one thing that was going through my head. And then another thing is, when I found her, and even still to this day, she is shadow banned on Instagram. Like, you have to type in her whole entire @name for her to pop up. And you would think that somebody so popular with over 100,000 followers would pop up as soon as you type maybe like Mary Jane, like Mary Jane B, or maybe Mary Jane BY.
I typed in Mary
Jane. The fact that she shadow banned, like, had me like raise my eyebrows. Finally, she gets back to me like 4 days before I'm supposed to be leaving, because originally I was supposed to go from the week of February 1st through the 6th. And I can make it to JFK, but can I change my week? Like, this is so last minute. What she was saying. So I'm like, okay, fine. Shortly after this, I totaled my car, and I was just so stressed.
Okay, so I just wanted hers, like, she goes very detailed. I feel like she has notes on the iPad over everything she did. And I'll put her in next. I'm gonna find the other one. There's one lady, she went step by step. Her problems with Mary Jane in Dubai. Lord. And you know, like I said about what narcissists do, they like to play people against each other as well. And so this lady who has 100,000 subscribers who went to Dubai with you on one of the Dubai trips, then you go to Egypt and badmouth her? Probably because she called her out about something or questioned her about something. And she wanted to discredit what that lady said. Because I think that lady, oh yeah, this is what it was. The lady that she was talking to was on the Saudi Arabia, was on the what do you call it? The first trip, and she went with her to Egypt. And I guess she probably thought maybe the other lady had influenced her, so she started bad mouthing her. But yeah, she did call her out. Yeah, how did she move her body to slim down? Oh, really? Because I put this up earlier, Stacey Hamilton. I don't know if you saw this one. Because really, she's really thin. This is her on the left. She's really thin. And then this is her on the right. And all of a sudden, she got a little bit below the top and hip. So, yep. All right. Here's Janai that you just listened to. This is her. And let me find. Wait a minute. The one where. Hold on, I just listened to this one. I think it was the Cups of Conversation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cups of Conversation. It's your girl Star. Back in on this one.
Okay, let me get it. And this is another lady that went.
That's the standard.
Okay, so this is Tiara. Okay, and she talks about, because remember she had 4 weeks in the Middle East, and then in Dubai. She had 4 weeks in Dubai, so she has different sets of women each week. Yeah, but is she gonna be honest? But I still. HM talking, yeah, we know she visited Brazil. Hey, Legata, glad you can make it. Okay, so this is probably the last one I'll let y'all listen to. This lady is named Tiara. Tiara went on the trip to Dubai. She was one of those women on the weeks, and she talks about the inconsistency of like what she paid for. So remember, we saw it with 2 people or 1 person that paid the money, didn't get it back. Another lady who paid the money had to threaten legal to get her money back. The last lady went through hoops to go to Dubai, and then this one is going to tell you the play-by-play as soon as she got to arrived in the city. Okay,
Having for Dubai. If some of you don't know, I went to Dubai in like
February. And even though I went alone, I met some people out there because it was an arranged like girls group trip. That's first. So I do not know how I stumbled across this girl, the bitch, Mary Jane Byarm. I don't know how I stumbled across her page, but I did. And I saw that she was traveling a lot. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she's hosting this like Dubai group trip. You pay this set price and it covers your hotel, your flight, your excursions. And you just meet like 4 other girls from across the fucking world to be in the same spot as you.
Stacy, at this point in time, I don't trust this lady. She needs to either find a way to get a legitimate job and pay these people back. Find somebody who wants to how to be an influencer over their endorsements or something. So because the thing is, you could have had you have over 100,000 followers on YouTube, and then another set of followers on Instagram, and you're like, can y'all all send me $3? Hell, they probably pay for everything else, but now you want to be a tour guide, and you rent on over your head, and you Ponzi scheming.
Oh, I'm like, damn, like I really want to go. The hard time of my life. I'm like, I want to go to Dubai so bad. But I saw it as a sign to go. So I booked this shit, so I go. So I'm excited. I'm buying shit, excited to go. The girl sent me my flight information the day before my trip. So I'm very last minute, so that didn't bother me. So I'm like, whatever, like it's booked, so I guess.
Tiara.
But when I get to Dubai, when I say I didn't have any phone service, I didn't have any phone service. Like, couldn't motherfucking dial 911 if I wanted to. Like, I had the airport, so I'm on the airport Wi-Fi, so I'm messaging her. I'm like, hey.
She is a U.S. citizen. She never, as far as I know, renounced her citizenship. It would be finding like what is her permanent address in the United States, and then like suing her. But then also like how you gonna serve her, and how you gonna get the garnishments back from her check for your money. I believe someone did say that either one or a few of the people she scammed, have gone to the FBI. And that's one thing I gotta tell you about what's happening to her now after Tiara.
I'm at the airport, what's my hotel? She tells me my hotel. Well, okay, not gonna lie. On the itinerary she gave us, like itinerary had like where we're gonna stay, what we're gonna do day 1, 2 through fucking 5.
She's in everyone there. Now.
So the hotel on the itinerary, it said like the Hilton or something. So I asked her because like I'm very picky on where I stay, and then also I wanted to stay somewhere else in Dubai. So I was trying to know how close and far it was. So she ended up telling me the name of the hotel.
Yeah, like it doesn't stand a chance.
Anyway, so I text her at the airport like, hey, like how am I getting to the hotel?
But Stacey, like, she might just move her scam into a new topic. So
like you have to pay a taxi to like, get to your hotel. But she hosted the same trip like a week prior, 2 weeks prior to my trip, and I seen her pick up the girls from the hotel. So I'm at the airport. I'm like, why the fuck she didn't pick me up from the airport? Like, whatever. But also, it's a new country. So luckily in Dubai, they have women-only taxis. So it's a safe thing for women to travel without being kidnapped, all that kind of shit. So I get a women's-only taxi to my hotel. Okay, cool. I'm here safe. Bitch, you lucky. I get to my hotel. I'm checking in. So I'm already feeling away because where am I staying at? So I get to my room and I ask him, I'm like, okay, like, whatever. He's like, oh, you got to pay your room taxes. No, the fuck I don't, because I paid for my fucking trip, and that's that bitch problem. Like, that should be included. Perfect. So they call her and she's like, oh, just help them charge to my bill. Thank you, bitch, you knew better. So I get to my room. This is the motherfucking closet. I go downstairs. I'm like, I want to upgrade now. Like, I'm not staying in this fucking room. So he was like, okay, we have a room available. I'm like, you can show it to me first before I pay for anything, because if it's still small, I'm not going to fucking stay here. So I ain't going to lie, I like the room. So the room upgrade was like $500 more. I already paid her $2,500 for the fucking trip. So I'm now paying like $3,000. Okay, whatever.
So I get there at like 8 p.m. in Dubai.
Yeah, this
so
Tierra. She got some nice nails too.
Like 8 p.m. You know,
they look like
curfew, all that kind of shit. So I'm just sitting in my room bored to the morning time get here because like, you know, this is when the activity starts. So the next day comes, we supposed to have breakfast downstairs to meet all the girls. I'm not sure if Mary was there or not, but like when I did get down there, I saw some of the girls. Okay, cool. The itinerary told us the very first day we're going to do something like a yacht or something like that. So I had my outfits planned out for like the fucking yacht. She was like, oh, we pushed that to the next day. So we did something the first day. I think it was like, the first day was our time to ourselves. So like it was things to do I wanted to do before me meeting her. So I'm telling the girls, like, you know, like we're free until 3 o'clock. You know, it's like 10, 9. Let's go to the flower garden. So we all get dressed. We go to the flower garden. We go get cute, you know, put our outfits on, go there, take pictures. For some reason, well, I feel like we did something else. Yeah, we did that or whatever. So Mary Jane is texting us, rushing us to get back to the motherfucking hotel because we're supposed to be going through the little ATVs and sand and camel ride and shit, right? So all in a group chat with the girl, but we in a car, we're in a van talking shit about her because who the fuck is you to rush us back to the hotel and you just changed our trip at the very fucking last minute? Like, you gonna wait on us, bro, because your shit already not the fuck together. So I'm gonna show y'all when shit got motherfucking rocky right here. Mm-hmm. Okay.
She got mad at them because they made a separate group chat without her. So y'all made a separate group chat? Yeah. We know you will. Don't be nobody tonight. But remember, did she tell them like, oh, y'all on y'all own for like what, 4 hours? So they wasn't. Girl.
So she's rushing us to get back to the hotel. We pull up to the hotel. We all looking nonchalant as fuck because like we still finna go change our clothes. So the taxi man finna leave in 10 minutes or whatever you're talking about. Mm-hmm. We're still about to change our clothes because we about to get sandy as fuck, dirty as hell. So that day is cool. You know, we ain't got no problems, but we still talking shit in our group chat because.
Okay, let me tell you about this. Another lady who took the Dubai trip on a different week, they didn't get to do ATVs. They went to some place that was for $5. So Marianne probably ran out of money. Because remember, she was supposed to pay for everything. You know? So on this lady's week, they did do ATVs in the sand. The other group didn't get to do that. So she's shortchanging some of the groups based on how much money she got. Mary Jane has left the chat group. No, she got kicked out the chat group. They created a 100 chat without her. Wait, she's narco. She wanted them waiting on her. Oh, didn't think about it like that.
This shit unprofessional as fuck. Then the next day come. This was the yacht day. Again,
this is y'all.
Our yacht day because she has skydiving school or whatever the case may be.
So yet again,
we have to sit here and find us something to fucking do for the day because you throwing our fucking itinerary off. Like, why would you make this fucking piece of shit if you're not gonna fucking follow it? Like, I'm real life baffled and fucking confused at this point. The second day go by, I'm pretty sure that was our day to do what the fuck we wanted to do because it was so last minute. That's when it became a problem. So the third day was our yacht day. But at this point, some girls in the group already had a problem with Mary Jane I was unaware of. So we get to the yacht or whatever. So she was always saying like a private yacht. Y'all know I love a little motherfucking yacht tours. I love a fucking private yacht. So I'm in line and it's this like family behind us. So, you know, I'm very outspoken. Why they behind us? Like they on the boat too? She's like, oh no, this boat's just for us. So I'm still watching because they real fucking close to be on a boat that's just for us. Like, get your ass back, it's Corona. Come to find out, they're on the fucking boat too. Fuck. Oh yeah, she was bragging about how she paid $4,000 for our private yacht, all this type of shit. Of course, we do our own research. The bitch paid $40 per person for that fucking shared boat tour. And it's like, okay, no, like, come to my attention that
I'm gonna stop there. Hell no. The only MJB that I recognize is Mary J. Blige. Okay, that's the only MJB I recognize. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just. So what can we? Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. She said $4,000 for a private yacht. But $40 per person is what she paid. What it is to the money then go, Mary Jane? And see, some of y'all came in late. Y'all didn't hear the early stuff that Mary Jane started with. Which makes me think what Destiny, one of the YouTubers, said, you didn't start this scamming this last year. You started this years ago. Like, you did accomplish going to 100 countries in a year. You promoted African American travel. You promoted African American female travel. But no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. You don't understand. It was supposed to be $2,500 per person for the flight, the hotel, and everything they got. There was 4 to 5 women with her. So that would have been $10,000. So out of that $10,000, I guess Mary Jane is saying, "Oh, I spent $4,000 on this private yacht for y'all," but she didn't. She spent $40 per person. Why you gotta lie, Mary Jane? Why? Or did you not have the money to do the private yacht? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I that's what I'm trying to find out. Like, ma'am, why you gotta lie? Why you gotta lie, Craig? Okay, and here is it's Tierra's testimony. Yeah, just why you gonna lie, Craig? And then I saw another post, and some of these videos I might have to go back to because people were giving other evidence of her scams in the comments. I was like, and then one video she was talking about, I guess because people were asking her about the money and everything, all of a sudden her cell phone got stolen. And she was just on her iPhone. But then when she had texted somebody who was asking about the trip, she was like, "Oh, I changed my phone number." Okay, so did you change your phone number? Or did the phone get stolen? Because you're trying to avoid people who want their money back. Yes, you're so right. Classic Ponzi scheme. The first group gets all the perks. The new people they get get the same, or they get shortchanged, or they get no refunds. That's basically what she was doing. And something happened to her a month ago. Because I think she's gone up to 105 countries, or was it 104 countries? I think it was 104 countries at the time. She got detained in the UK, in London, for a month because, like, remember, she's been scamming a lot of people, and the FBI was contacted over here, and I think someone over there called the authorities on her. So for a whole month, she was stuck in London. So I got to find out some more about that, and I think today or yesterday, a couple of days ago, she made a video saying that she's in the Netherlands. Which I'm just like, well, what happened in London, sis? But I got another video from another YouTuber dropped today, so maybe they'll explain why. But I'll put the playlist of all the videos that's in the Mary Jane Byarm playlist. Is like 29, y'all. And remember, my Tariq Nasheed playlist was about the same number, 29, 30. Boys Walking, same much. Zaza Ali. Remember Zaza Ali had that cruise? They were going to go to the Caribbean. And then when the people called about their hotel, they're like, oh, your so-and-so been canceled. Got canceled a month ago. The ladies found out the day before, a couple of days before. They had to go to the news to get their money back. Because guess what? Zaza was acting like Mary Jane. Can't call nobody back. What? Yeah, I did it. Y'all forgot? Zaza's episode 4 or 5. What? No. Lord. Yeah, that was good. Oh my God. Was that the trip was that the thing that got on the news? Did Mary Jane learn from Zaza? Oh my God. What the hell? I'm so sorry that happened to you, Empire Escort TV. Seriously? Why can't they make money the legitimate way? We got scam folks. It was the one, hold on. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, it wasn't the one in the news. It was another one. She did it twice. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to do. Would you be willing to talk about it with me online one day? Or do you have time right now or no? Because I'm just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, here's my Zaza Ali episode. She was episode 5. And you want to know what they all got in common, except for Mary Jane, is they all are somehow connected with Boyce Watkins. Or I think Sonetta. Okay, right now you're in sleeping mode. Okay, I'll email you. No, this one's gonna go on the playlist, but if I have Empire Escort TV, I'm gonna put that in the playlist. I can't believe it. She did another one and still never find you your money back. Hey, Victory Girl, so glad you can make it. She went in the whole redemption arc, and she had people believing she was a performance too bad. And so I think that's what Mary Jane is gonna try to do, because like right now she has a video, which I'm trying to figure. I don't want to give her the credit. I rather read these watch other people where she's talking about, oh, here am I in the Netherlands. It's in the morning. It's raining, and I'm drinking. She's drinking something, tea or something like that, and I'm just like, and then the title of it is like new home, new boyfriend, question mark. I'm like, girl, but remember she was going to be the solo traveler. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I just want people to stop. Why can't you do a legitimate job? And I'm gonna find out, because Mary Jane's story is very similar to this other lady that was featured on American Greed, the regular American Greed, and she was a white girl. But how she got caught, she wasn't going for people for like, $1,200, $1,000, $2,500. She was going after people with the millions of money. But she was pretending like she had millions, and they ended up paying, and they went to the police. They went to the FBI, and she ended up going to jail. Are you going to cover Dana Channel? Dana who? Okay, I gotta, hold on. Let me write this down. Dana. This was called Dana Channel? Or Chanel? Like the perfume? I also need to check out this lady called Sansa Ray Smith. Which they said she was a YouTube scammer too. And there's still some evidence is still out on whether or not if she actually died or if she just faked her death and went to a different platform to continue scamming. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, y'all. Won't be here too much longer. This is what we can learn from Mary Jane Byarm. One, just because they're a YouTuber and they have some product or they got so many hundreds of thousands of subscribers, don't be cash apping selling them no thousands of dollars for no trip. It goes to some type of and they really not no travel agent or nothing like that. She first said her parents gave her money. Then she had a whole GoFundMe to help pay for her thing around the world. It's not a travel agent. And number two, this needs to be number one. Number two, you need to Google these people before you give them money. Google them. Talk to a friend. Oh, the one, the Harlem guy. I gotta find out about him. Yeah. Yeah, Sansa Ray. The long hair guy. Long hair guy. Oh no, you say your oldest daughter got scammed with Zilla Harvey's. How? Oh man. All right, you said Benny. His name is Benny Harlem. Benny Harlem. Did she know? And the little girl wasn't even his daughter. What? Thank you. Getting church folks? Church folks. Okay. Yes. A business product. Are they using the product that they're pushing you? My goodness. And I really don't know what, like I said, Google them for giving the money. Ask about a refund policy. Is it just strictly you giving them money, or are you going through a website, a legitimate website, to do all these things? Why can't I just go schedule it myself and use your promo code and get a discount and go? Oh, that was his stepdaughter. Well, had he raised her his whole life, then he might be treating her just like a regular daughter. Zaza has legitimate contracts. She violates them. Oh, wow. I really hope these women get their money back. If not, hopefully their stories can make it so like, hey, do not do no business with this woman. Especially if you just putting out these Joyce Meyer videos and not even ask on the charter that you scam some people for their money. Because I really would doubt I would want to go and do any other business with her. The videos she got, they edit her. It's her actually editing them. She needs to do that for other people for money or something now. Okay. Here's my. Did I put my email address? Yeah, definitely do that. Thank you so much, Holly B. Yes, each state has a Secretary of State where businesses have to be registered. Here's my email. If you guys have any ideas for another person for me to do in this series, please let me know. I'm definitely going to check out this Dana Chanel, Sansaray, and email us. I'm definitely going to email you. Like, I didn't know she had a whole nother trip. So that means Mary Jane probably gonna do this shit again. Don't give your money to Mary Jane. That's really a new song. Don't give your money to Mary Jane. Oh. Well, damn, as far as I'm concerned, he's daddy. She got a father that's in jail. She got a daddy that's out here that slaves her hair. But I think the young girl has her own Instagram, though. Oh, Lord. Well, thank y'all so much for being here with me for a little bit over 2 hours and 19 minutes. I was hoping to just do 2 hours. And thank y'all for being here, because at first I was like, I wonder if they're going to even like me talking about Mary Jane. But I wonder how many of them are also narcissists or sociopaths. Like, she got famous and became a world traveler influencer. But I'm just wondering, like, are you just kind of keep up with your lifestyle? But then she had a video talking about I've been to 105 countries. I feel burnt out. You do? Or is it because people say you're scamming them? Isn't it kind of convenient now? And now all of a sudden living with someone, got a boyfriend. What you gonna do now? And she could have worked with them. That's what someone said. You could have worked with them, Black travel businesses, to get people to go to these different places. But no, you wanted that money coming straight to you. Thank you, Natisha. Thank you so much for the new member, She Nurses TV. Thank you so much, Ava Collier. And I forget the person's name. I'm so sorry. For the super chats, thank you for any cash apps that I received. I'll check in a few minutes. But you know what? Yeah, she could tell them the real business. But see, I don't know if it's about lack of empathy or willingness, because she actually had some half Asian, half white lady she scammed. She scammed the Hispanic lady. Most of which happen to be Black, because that's the people who identify with her. And then she's using that. It's like, hey, I'm a Black woman with this supposedly natural hair, and I'm traveling the world. And you're using that to scam people, to establish a connection. I don't know. She posted something a few days ago. I don't know if she's trying to rebrand herself from I'm in the Netherlands now and it's raining. Cause that 8-minute video I put in the chat, like that was very much like some Hollywood. If she edited that herself, she got skills. She almost made me forget about what the hell I was supposed to be watching the video for. She does not manipulate media, but it's like you got to see through what they're trying to tell you. You also folks some money, ma'am, and you over there making videos about, I'm in the Netherlands now. I might have a boyfriend, I might not. What's my money? What ain't money at, Mary Jane? And do you really need to be getting a boyfriend right now with your problems? Because when people might start reaching out to him, like, hey, where your girl? Why she not answer her phone? Where's my money? Yeah. I think it does feel extra awful. It's like, dude, like, yeah, so true. Thank you, Natisha, for posting. Thank y'all so much for watching me. Please like, share, subscribe. Please share this so we can make sure that nobody else deals with her if she gonna be scamming people. I think at this time, what's the expression? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And there's another expression: once bitten, twice shy. Yeah. And one of my friends said, "Oh, this girl named Mary Jane has this travel special." I'm like, you better be talking about weed, not her. No. Sorry, Mary Jane. Sorry, Mary Jane. See, that's what I want to know. Is it business? Because I think the video before that, she was like, 105 countries, I'm burnt out. Really? Does it have to do with the people want their money back? Thank you so much, Stacy, Natisha, Holly B, Empire Square TV, She Nurses TV, Hello Mellow, Stacy Hamilton, Ava Collier, Gator Girl was here earlier, HM, Pikachu, Roxanne, Daryl Moore, Mookie, Miss Furlow Speaks, Victory Girl, Afrocentric Woman. Thank you for being here. Jesus Perez. Robbie, Privilege, Lagatha, and everyone. If I forgot you, blame it on my head, not my heart. Y'all have a very good night. Bye. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She is my main thing. Not just Mary Jane. No. Y'all have a good night.